everybody. About ready to go on a little vacation here with the family. Then I'm going to be going about 2 weeks from tomorrow to Switzerland with Billy Cobham, and joining the band will be Randy Brecker. So I'm pretty excited about that. So first I'm going to do is bring you a very small bassoon, the smallest you can possibly get, which is just the vocal and the reed. And then I'm going to show you my metronome. So here's the metronome I'm using, which is a tuner as well. It's called tunable. And it's not something I'm going to use right now to tune with, but I'm just playing a vocal. But basically what it's going to be, let me see it come alive. There it goes. When you play a note in tune, and I'll demonstrate this later, it's going to be right on that green line. It's only green because it's straight in tune. So what I'm using it for here is not so much the intonation, although I can, but what I do is I'll get a specific tempo. And when we're talking about vibrato, we're talking about pulsations of amplitude or volume, so it gets a little louder. It's not up and down. It's not pitch. Yeah. It's not a pitch going up and down. It's just coming at you faster, or coming at the audience a little faster or a little slower. So, for example, a good way to say it is just take a tone. You can just do it with your vocal. You can practice this. You don't have to have your bassoon. Here we go. You hear whoa, 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 whoa. Air's coming out faster. Now, the true blue way of doing this is all with your diaphragm. So you slow it down and you speed up your diaphragm. At certain speeds, though, for me personally, it gets a little difficult. And I've been able to either fool a whole bunch of people by doing a little bit with my throat, by closing it off and opening it up to get the air to go faster to the bassoon, or slow down a little bit and open up and close. Same type of thing, but usually at a faster tempo. But in the beginning, I did learn the correct way, which is to use an amplitude with a certain beat and try to get as many beats in terms of what you're trying to do is you're trying to match the tempo of the metronome, and then try to multiply it by 2. Then you maybe do it 3 times in a beat, then do 4 times in a beat, then maybe 5 times in a beat. Basically, here's the first thing. I'll take a metronome and I'll get it to 60. So here we go, 60 beats per minute. So that's a beat a second, right? And what I'll do here, I try to match it with my beat. I'll show this on the bassoon also. So I'm pressing with my diaphragm. So that's one thing. Now I'll put my horn together and show you more about it. So here I have my bassoon, and I still have the app. And I'll show you what it looks like when you try to play in tune. The longer you can play in tune, the green gets bigger. So intonation is important for everything, but when you're working on techniques such as vibrato, it's also just good to focus on getting the sound out and being able to get a pulsation that's a little bit louder and then come back down. So here's back to playing a D with 1 beat per second. It's kind of pulsation. Now I'm going to do it 2 times a second. You're not going to see any difference. Hopefully you just hear, and you can practice that too without having the horn in your mouth. Now try to do it 4 times a second. 4 times a second. And that's when it starts getting, you want to even do 5 times. You can. It's really good idea to practice that as well. It's about 5, as much as you can do. Here's 5 times a second. It's hard to count. It's real difficult with the faster it gets, but it's better to try to go for it. The main thing is you want variety. You want speed. You want be able to get a fast, beautiful vibrato going and kind of slow it down. So you're going like. That's the kind of thing you want to control, is that speed of vibrato. And again, vibrato is not up and down. It's not up and down in pitch. It's out and in terms of faster air and slower air. So that's the best I can do at the moment. I'm not the biggest expert on vibrato, because what happens is sometimes you'll find yourself just singing in like you'd normally sing a song. And I'm not a singer, but I sing on the instrument. So it's just something, it's a mechanism of expression. And it's nice to be able to quantize it or think it out and think what it is you're actually doing, so you can actually practice it. So that's been it. Great. I'm glad I finally got this done. Thank you again very much for being a patron of mine. Really appreciate it. Have a great summer, and I'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.